There we go. And I think a lot of you might have something pop up on your screen saying that's okay. This is going to be posted on the website. You're all going to love it so much. You're probably going to want to watch it again. And you can tell your friends who maybe wanted to be on but had to miss it that they can watch the recording. It will be posted later today. And now I am going to share my screen with you so that you can see the show. Hold on one sec. Just give me 1 second. I now have all of your faces covering up what I'm going to talk about. All right, we're good. Okay. All you need to know about Island Lake, everyone can see. If anybody can't, shake your head no. Okay, looks like everybody's good. Awesome. Okay. So this is what you're going to see when you get there. It's a big area. This is the transition area. You can see the finish line, and we're going to talk some more about all of this. Important thing to know, how to get there. The address you are going to want to put in your GPS is 6301 Kensington Road in Brighton, Michigan. A lot of times with our Run Sign Up website, you might see something that like it tells you how to get there. I recommend putting this in your own GPS and you will find the Island Lake Rec area. When you come into the park, follow the signs for Kent Lake. That's where we're going to be going, is Kent Lake. All of the Michigan State Parks, and Island Lake State Rec Area is a Michigan State Park, require all Michigan State residents to have a recreation passport to be able to use the state parks. It's not a one-day pass, it's an annual pass. That is the only kind of pass a Michigan resident can have. So make sure you have that before coming in. You would have a little P on your license plate if you have that, or sometimes if you buy it after you have already registered your car for the year, you'll have a sticker on your window. If you don't have one, you can buy it at the gate, but it takes a minute. If somehow you're able to bypass the gate without that passport and you park your car, there's a very good possibility you'll have a notice on your car after the race when you go back to your car. It's not a ticket. It looks like a ticket. It's really just a notice telling you need to get a passport. So something everybody needs to know. Out of state residents, if you're coming from another state, you can get a one-day pass, but all of Michigan state residents need this passport. I personally think it's a great thing that the parks have done. They made it less money for that annual pass, and it makes it so that we all get to use our wonderful state parks all year. So important information before heading out the door that day. When you get to the race, you are going to pick up your packet. You can come to packet pickup the day before the race, or you can come race day. All of that information is on our website. So when you get there, you will have your QR code, hopefully in your phone. You should have all received a confirmation email after you signed up for the race with a QR code. Also, it's been sent to you a couple of times. You've received some emails that should have the QR code. It makes it really quick if you have that. We scan it and we get you your packet and everything you need for the race. This is what your packet's going to look like. You will have a swim cap. You'll have a sticker or a sticker sheet with your bib number here and lots of stickers here. You'll have a sticker to put on your helmet. You don't need 3, you only need 1. You'll have down here, you can't see it, or maybe you can. I can't because your faces are covering it up. You'll have your bike sticker. You'll put that on your seat post. And I think I have, yeah, okay, I'm moving your faces now. You'll see, after you pick up your packet, you will pick up your chip and it'll be on a Velcro strap. You're going to want to put it on the outside of your ankle. Make sure the Velcro part is on the inside, not the outside. And if you are wearing a wetsuit, make sure your timing strap is not under the wetsuit. Make sure it's over the wetsuit. And you do need to wear the swim cap that we provide for you. A big question we got from everybody is what to wear at a triathlon. There are a lot of different things you can wear. I recommend wearing a tri-kit, and this woman here is wearing one. It's either one piece or two pieces. A lot of people like one piece because you swim a little faster that way. I like two pieces because it's a lot quicker when I use the portable toilet. But you've got shorts and a top or one piece, and you can swim in it, bike in it, and run in it. So no need to have to change your clothes or pull on shorts over your bathing suit or anything. But some people will wear just a bathing suit, and then they may or may not pull on shorts for the bike. This guy here is doing the duathlon, I believe, or he may not be actually, now that I think about it. But you could do shorts and a top. You do what's comfortable. The most important thing is don't do anything new race day. Whatever you wear race day should be something that you've trained in. And we love when people wear our Epic Races tri-kits. Those are actually on sale right now. If you order one, you will not have it in time for Island Lake Tri, but you may have it in time for one of our other triathlons this summer. You probably have received an email about it, and there'll be some more that come out. And we have one piece, two piece, all sorts of styles for that. You too can look great. Another really big question on top of what to wear is, do I need a wetsuit? Usually we say it really is your preference. A lot of people like them for various reasons. One, to stay warm. Also, they do provide a little bit of buoyancy. So people maybe who are not quite as comfortable open water swimming like having a wetsuit because of that buoyancy. I mean, you really do float when you're wearing a wetsuit. There are rules though. You can't always wear a wetsuit, and actually sometimes a wetsuit is mandatory. So we are a USA Triathlon sanctioned race, so we do need to follow the USA Triathlon competition rules. And those rules are that if the water temperature is 78 degrees or below, you may wear a wetsuit. If it is between 78.1 and 83.9, you can wear one. We'll let you swim in one, but you will not be eligible for awards. If the water temperature is over 84 degrees, you absolutely may not wear a wetsuit. It's not safe. You could overheat. Now, some other rules that are important to know. If the water temperature is below 65 degrees, we strongly recommend you wear a wetsuit. You will be okay. I have done triathlons where the water temperature is 60 degrees. It's cold, but you'll be okay. If the water temperature is 60.6 or below, wetsuits are mandatory. Now, this is water temperature we're talking about, not air temperature. It's water temperature. We have been monitoring the water temperature, and right now, the water temperature has been between 58 and 62 degrees. Word is there were a lot of people in the water in Kent Lake this past week. Well, probably not this past weekend, but yesterday, a lot of people in the water. So that is good news. The water is warming up. So this is the transition area. The transition area is the hub of the race. So when you get there, you're going to set up all of your things in the transition area. Only athletes are allowed in the transition area. That means you are allowed in the transition area. You may not bring other people in the transition area with you. So this is where, like I said, it's the hub of the race. It's where body marking happens. It's where you set up all of your stuff. You will come here at the beginning. You will come here after the swim. You'll come here after the bike, and then you'll come to gather your things later on. It's really important. I showed you earlier all those stickers and the bib numbers and everything. You need to have that seat post sticker on your bike because we will check your bike number as you come in or out for security. So we want to make sure somebody doesn't come in with a Cervelo or come in with a Huffy and leave with a Cervelo. So you want to have all of your things numbered for the secure transition area. This is also where body marking happens. So we do have volunteers who will mark your numbers on you. There also are at the end of the bike racks, actually not in that photo, we'll see another photo. There are little bins that we have on the end of the bike racks that have markers in there. So you can body mark each other. You're going to mark your bib number on each arm, on each leg. And if you are wearing a wetsuit, you'll want to mark it on your hand. On the back of your leg, you write which race you're doing. So if you're in the sprint triathlon, you'll put an S. If you're in the super sprint, you'll say SS. If you're in the Olympic, you'll put an O, duathlon D, and aquabike A. And then another kind of fun triathlon thing we do is you write your age on the back of your leg. The reason for that is just knowing what race you're in. You know, we know we're trying to do our best and we offer age group awards. So if you're running and you see the person in front of you with their age, let's say you're running, you're trying to catch them, and let's say you're 52 years old and you get up there and oh, that person's 45. You can just kind of relax. But if you see that person is 52, you want to try to race and get in better position there. So another thing about triathlon age, your triathlon age is your age at the end of the calendar year, different from what you might be today. So if like in 3 months, it's your birthday, when you're racing, you are going to be 1 year older. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to set up your transition area. There are many ways people like to do that. It's really, personal preference, but I have some recommendations for you. I'm not going to play this video, but there is a link on this video here showing how to set up your transition area. Again, different ways. This is actually me talking about how I like to do it, maybe like a little bit more of an amateur style, but then people can do it a little more of a professional style as well. Right here, you can see in the transition area, we will have buckets with markers so that people can body mark each other if you don't want to wait in line for the volunteer. And when you set up your transition area, you're going to want to set up you're just exactly what you need. People are going to tell you you need all sorts of things. They're going to say, oh, bring a bucket of water and bring a laundry basket for all of your stuff and bring this and that. And you don't need all of that. You really can keep it very simple. It's, as you can see here, you get a very small piece of real estate in the transition area. We've got 6 bikes on each rack and it's pretty tight. So really, you're going to want a towel. You're going to want your shoes. You're going to want your helmet, sunglasses, a hat. And that's really about it. And for me personally, a towel is just to kind of mark my area. So I know I bring usually a towel that I really recognize, I know it's mine. So if I'm running through, I'm like, oh, there's my stuff. And maybe a small towel to wipe off your feet. But truthfully, you probably won't have to even wipe off your feet. By the time you go from the water up to your area, you've got your feet are kind of getting dry and everything just kind of brushes off when you put your bike shoes on. So you don't need a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about the swim. So after you get your transition area all set up, pay very close attention to where you racked your bike. I like to count how many racks in and over and look to see where I'm going to be coming in from the swim and then running or going out with my bike and kind of figure that out and count those spaces and simulate that before going down to the swim. So when you come down to the swim, it's going to be beautiful. This is Island Lake. I think last year, maybe 2 years ago, and really it pretty much looks like this every year. Really, really nice, beautiful morning on the lake. So you'll see a beach that looks like this, and you'll be lining up here on the beach. And then after you do the swim, you'll be coming out through here. So everybody will be lined up. And we do a time trial start. That means you will start either one or two at a time. We'll let you know that morning how we're going to be doing it with 3 seconds apart. So we'll say 3, 2, 1, go. And then next 3, 2, 1, go. And then just keep running you through. We'll take note of your bib number as you come in. And then also we talked about that timing chip that you'll have on your ankle. You'll cross the mat, you'll go in, and your time will start. We'll start the races together. So it won't just be everybody all races. We will call you up by what race you're in and possibly age group. It will depend on how many people are in each race. And then you'll go in line, like I said, one or two at a time. And here you can see people going in. Sometimes people like to rush right in. Sometimes people take their time. Sometimes people just kind of lag behind. You can see these people here. They are swimming with personal swim buoys. We do allow those in all of our triathlons. So if you're comfortable swimming with one, I recommend it. If you don't, you don't. You can see here a lot of people have wetsuits. It's pretty typical for this race because it's a little earlier in the season, can be a little chilly. The swim course will be loops, and the number of loops you do will depend on your race. The super sprint will have one loop. The sprint may have one, may have two. It will depend on the water conditions at the time of the race. The Olympic may have two loops, it may have three. Like I said, with the sprint, it will depend on the water conditions the day of the race. Water conditions meaning if there's any seaweed growth and also the water temperature, it could be necessary to keep everybody closer to the shore. And we'll know that as we get closer to the race. And once you get in the water and you start swimming along, it's just a really gorgeous swim. So you'll do your loop or loops, come on out. People are happy to get out, and you can come out all sorts of ways. You'll see here this person is exiting and they come up, they run up the beach, run back up to the transition area where they have all of their bike things. This person's just very happy to be finished, and sometimes people are a little surprised. Water safety, obviously a huge priority at our races. Our lifeguards, we have a lot of lifeguards out there. Ratio is usually like, 1 per 15 swimmers or so in the water at the time. And our lifeguards are open water certified, so they are ready to help you. When you are swimming, you may hold on to one of the kayaks or paddle boards. You just can't ask them to start paddling you forward to the next buoy. But they're there for support, they're there to help, and you can use them when you're out there. Again, we've got lots of lifeguards. They are talking to each other on radios during the swim and out there keeping you safe. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the bike. We see lots of different bike styles and situations out there. Some people have just real decked out racing triathlon bikes with aero bars, like you can see. Some people have road bikes and then even mountain bikes, and anything goes. On an Olympic distance try, it's going to be more challenging with a heavier bike, but plenty of people do it. And that's the same slide again. I did it the wrong direction. Here we go. And here's the bike course. The bike course is all paved road. You will come out of the park and you will follow the arrows and the cones and the volunteers. If there is an arrow and if the road is painted telling you to go a certain way, that's what you will follow. We have great volunteers out there, but if a road says something and someone's telling you, if they seem like they don't really know, follow the paint, follow what's painted on the road. And if there's an arrow sign, follow that. It's very, very well marked. It's a park. It's an easy route to follow. The roads are in great condition out there. You are just going to have a wonderful ride. The super sprint and the sprint will do one big loop, and the Olympic will do two of that same loop. We will have bike support. Aberdeen Bike, located in Chelsea, Michigan, will be out there for bike support. They will be there before the race if you have any last minute bike needs. They also will be out on the course if you need any help while you're out there. And one very nice thing is that they are offering 10% off tune-ups if you are signed up for the Island Lake Tri. So go on in there with your confirmation and they'll give you 10% off your tune-up. If your bike has not been tuned up in over a year, I do recommend doing that before you race. And they also, if you come in with your bib number after the race, they will give you 10% off a new bike. So very nice deal with them. The run. So we've got the swim done and the bike done, and now the run. When you first get off your bike, your legs are going to feel somewhere in between bricks and jelly. You're not really sure. But I assure you, once you get going, just keep on going, take a few more steps, and you're going to feel great. They do loosen up. Hopefully in your training, maybe you did a couple brick workouts, bike runs, so you kind of see what I mean and what that's like. But you get going and it's going to be a great run. The run is for the super sprint, all within Island Lake State Park. For the sprint and the Olympic, you will go into Kensington as well. It's all on a path, very nice. And here is the run map. Big question we get, where does the aqua bike finish? The aqua bike is swim, bike, done. So no run for aqua bike. So where do you finish? Aqua bike finish time will finish, excuse me for 1 second.
Set fire alarm off in a couple minutes, so don't freak out.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I'm doing a Zoom call right now with about 50 people. I was just told the fire alarm's going to go off in a few minutes. We don't have to leave the building, but you might hear a lot of noise. So just letting everybody know. Aquabike time will stop as soon as you enter transition area. So at that point, you're done racing. But all of the glory happens at the finish line. So I always say aqua bikers get the best photos because you can then go rack your bike, you can take off your helmet, fix your hair, maybe put on some lip gloss, whatever, and go make your way over to the finish line. And when you get to the finish line, you'll see a sign. It'll say aqua bike enter here. So you don't have to go figure out where to go or cut off other people who are running. Come in the sign, that little side door where the sign is, go through the finish line, put your arms up because those are always the best finish line pictures. Smile big and you're done. And that goes for everybody, not just aqua bikers when you're finishing. It makes a huge difference. I highly recommend arms up, smile. Another big question, how does the relay work? The relay is 2 or 3 people on a team. There will be an area in transition that is labeled relay, and that's where all of the relay teams will rack. Remember we talked about that Velcro strap that you're going to have? That's like your baton for the relay. You will hand that strap to your team member when you're finished. And a little pro tip here for the relay, if you've got 3 people, when the swimmer comes out, the runner should take the strap off and then put it on the biker while the biker is putting on their helmet and getting everything ready there. And then the same thing goes then for the run. But relay finishes at the finish line like everybody else. When you're done, you want to know your results. There will be QR codes posted around the area. You scan those, and that's how you will find your results when you finish. Also, when you registered, it asked you if you will share your cell phone number and if you want text messages. If you said yes to that, your results will be texted to you shortly after you finish. And when we are all done with all of that, we're going to hang out with our post-race festivities. We've got the Lost Voices pub set up. Lost Voices is a charity that, as you can see here, they save lives one song at a time. Through music, they help victims of trauma, such as human trafficking, recover, get back into regular society through song. We raise money for them through our races, and they make it possible for us to have post-race beer and seltzers at our races. So you can make a donation to them at the race or ahead of time, and we like to help support them. And there you can see some of the post-race festivities at the Lost Voices pub. We also have post-race pancakes and all sorts of other post-race food. And when we are serving all of that food, we make sure and clean up responsibly. We have Happy Planet running on site, and they are making sure all of our waste is either recycled, composted, reused. We have very little landfill waste, usually just like a pound or 2 after the race. There will be an award ceremony. If anybody on this call has raced with us before, you know we've been doing grab and go awards the past couple of years. We are not going to have grab and go awards anymore. We are having an awards ceremony. The award ceremony times will be posted on the website and will be in some pre-race emails that you'll be getting this week. So stick around for that, for your time to shine on the podium. And that is really what we've got here. And we're really just going to have fun out there. We're going to swim, bike, run, swim, bike, done. Some of you are doing a practice open water swim. If you have any friends who maybe want to come along, they're not ready for a try, let them know we offer a practice open water swim where you can get in and do the swim and then just be there to cheer everybody on afterwards. So with that, I think I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm glad I got that done before the fire alarm. Let me see, close that out.
I'm sorry, before you stop sharing, I think that last slide, did that have the age groups listed?
Oh, the one for the awards?
Yeah, I just to get
It
a quick
did. It
screenshot.
did. I can go back to that and go back. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me share again and go back to it. Give me a second. Sorry, I've got a couple
No problem.
monitors here.
Yeah,
And
few
maybe
windows, right?
lots of windows and monitors. And I'm going to, for some reason, this is all stuck. So I'm going to have to I'll come back to it though. I'm going to have to.
Eva, I went ahead and put a link to that same page, which is on our website, in the chat for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. Okay, yeah, something was weird where that was frozen. So do I need to share, or you're good with the age groups? You're good.
Looks like she's good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for asking about that though. And now is a time, if there are any questions in the chat that you got that weren't answered during the talk in chat, or if anybody wants further information on anything, feel free to unmute and ask a question. And this is just a time to talk triathlon and any questions you guys have. And it's never been so quiet afterwards, so I must have covered
Hey,
a lot.
I have a few questions.
Yeah.
My name's Alex. This is like my first triathlon ever, so lots of questions here. But
Yeah.
wondering, like, so I know in the chat, Angela, you mentioned that, like, say we got like a flat or something, we could have the people come and help with it. But how would they know to come help? Like, if we got a flat, or like
That's
a
a really
number?
good question. They're going to be circling the course. We have volunteers out there and we have staff out there, but quite often it's just if you're lucky enough that somebody comes by and can make a call to somebody to help. You know, generally triathlons, just like bike races, are self-supporting, and you know, we are very first timer friendly and we do our best to make sure you're supported and somebody can help you. But it's, you just have to hope that somebody can call, and somebody will pass at one time. It just may not be immediate. So I do recommend having a spare tube on your bike and knowing how to change it. That said, that I make that sound easy. I know that that can be challenging, but it's worth knowing how to change your own flat. It's kind of a bike thing, a triathlon thing. But
Okay.
yeah, not saying that to say, oh, they, you know, they won't help. They're there. It could all work out beautifully. But chances are you won't get a flat. It'll be a non-issue.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. I see a question from Terry about wetsuits. You know, I I think it's probably very likely wetsuits will be legal because, like you said, the past several years they have been. I think there's probably only been 1 year at Island Lake Tri that wetsuits were not legal. But we don't know until 2 hours before the race. I mean, we all obviously, you know, can figure it out by the general water temperature, but we take the water temperature 2 hours before the race in 3 places in the lake. Are there any other questions? Is there anything that was not answered in the chat? I have not scrolled through the chat. I can, but if anyone wants to just.
Alex is now asking if we think there's a chance that wetsuits will be mandatory.
I think it's unlikely, but yeah, it's possible. But I think it's unlikely just based on the forecast. The temperature, the air temperature the next 2 weeks looks like it's going to be in the mid-70s. It should warm up the water enough that they won't be mandatory. But like I said, we just don't know until right before the race. So be prepared.
I have a question. I might have missed this, but after biking, before you begin the run, are you still able to leave personal items at that staging area if you needed to
Yes.
change shorts or do something different before you start running?
Yeah, I don't, you probably don't want to change shorts because it's not a private area, but you can pull on short, like if you want tight shorts over a bathing suit or something like that. But you will have your own little area, your own little space. And I did hit, you know, I apologize. I realized going through that I had a slide that showed a set up transition area and something happened, so I apologize for that. But if you this talk is going to be posted. And also, if you just go to our YouTube channel, there is a video showing how to set up the transition area and what it'll look like.
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay, so I know we're not going to be allowed to like bike next to our friends or buddies, but can we swim next to our friends?
Yes, you
Okay.
can do that. You
Cool.
can, and you
Thank
can
you.
draft. Swimming, you can, drafting and swimming is legal. Drafting
Okay.
on the bike is not.
Okay. Thank you.
And I recommend it actually. Now I would recommend not going next to your swim. Go behind your friend. You'll be happier.
Okay.
Could you explain the bike drafting a little? Because this is like my first bike
Yeah,
race.
yeah, and I should have talked about that during the talk. I'm glad you asked. Because actually the rule has changed. So anybody on here who maybe is a veteran triathlete, the rule for many, many years was you need to keep 3 bike lengths between you and the person in front of you. It's now 5 bike lengths. So if you are within 5 bike lengths, that's considered drafting. You will know you're drafting because you'll be biking and all of a sudden it will be 30% easier to pedal your bike and you'll just feel like you're being literally pulled along. That's illegal in triathlon. So you need to stay 5 bike lengths behind the person in front of you. And there is no riding side by side.
So then I'm guessing like if you need to pass someone, it's like you
Great
get over
question.
to the left and then go around,
If
or
you need to pass somebody, you go to pass them on the left and you will say to them on your left. You need to be able to do that within 15 seconds. So if you're going to pass somebody and you're finding it's really just not happening, take your spot back behind them and try again another time when you really, feel like you actually can comfortably pass them in 15 seconds.
okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Since we're talking about some rules, some other things, I showed you that sticker sheet, there's a bib and some stickers. That bib is something you wear during the run. I think it's a good idea to put it on for the bike and put it maybe on your back for the bike. And if you wear use a belt, a race belt, and then you can flip it around to your front for the run, but you'll want to have that on for the run. You don't have to have it on for the bike, but it's just, and if you have it on for the bike, then you don't have to think about putting it on for the run. Any other
Yes,
questions?
Joshua, Kirsten, race transfers are available the day before in the morning of the race if that's what you decide to do.
Any other questions? Is everybody excited? How many of, oh, James, do you have a question? How come your
Yeah.
camera's not on, James?
Oh, okay. You don't want to see me with my camera on, but
Always want to
anyway,
see
We
you,
always
but
want to
okay.
see you, James.
all right, here you go. Satisfied. Anyway, the here we go. Anyway,
Hello.
here we go. Question I have is that I had to duck out a few minutes, actually 2. Are open water swim flights the same as the tri flights? Are we leaving at the same time? And secondly,
Yeah,
when should we get there day of for as far as parking goes, ballpark?
great question. The open water swim at this event, you will swim with the corresponding distance. So if you're doing the 1500, you'll get in the water with the Olympic triathletes. And you'll have a different color cap so they know, when you come out, you're doing the swim, you're not getting on your bike. But you'll just go right in there with them. We're not at the, like last year when you went at the end, it's not going to be like that. The only race will be like that is the one that it's actually a competition at Ann Arbor Tri.
All right. And how about parking? What time do we need to get there in terms of logistics?
Well, you're not setting up a transition area, so you don't need that much time. I think people who are doing the triathlon, you want to give yourself at least an hour. I'd say you can give yourself 45 minutes.
Okay.
before your start.
Thanks for
Your
this,
start
Eva.
will be 7:30.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And looking forward to it.
Me too. And I see Haley has her hand up.
I just don't think I lowered it from before.
Okay. James, you need to lower your hand too, unless you have another question. Okay, anyone else? I'm going to scroll through everybody here. So how many people are doing your first try? Put up your hand either live or on the screen. if you're doing your first try. Or just do an emoji. Awesome. I love it. You guys are entering a new sport that you are going to love. It's a lifestyle. It's great. So also, just so you all know, packet pickup is the day before the race. And at 5 o'clock, we will do Triathlon 101 in the transition area. So we will show you how to actually physically set up your transition area there and be able to talk through a little more course detail, since we'll be on site and can show you the swim course and talk more about the bike course and the run course. A lot of it will be repeating what we have here, but it's nice to do it in person, especially if you're coming anyway to pick up your packet. So you can do that. And why did the fire alarm never go off?
You
Broke.
said it's 5 p.m. the day before?
Oh, it's the Triathlon 101 is 5 p.m. You'll be getting that in an email too when there's a whole race schedule. You'll get that in a couple of days.
Okay, cool. And sorry, Amanda, I didn't want to cut. I saw your hands up. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Continue your thought.
Okay. I was just gonna ask, is for the day of, will we have like a run of show of the events? Like, I know you said that the swims will go out, like by each event, like Olympic sprint, all that. So will there be times, so like,
Yes.
okay.
All of that will be sent to you. The reason you haven't gotten that yet is because we don't yet know if the Olympic distance will be 2 loops or 3 loops, or if the sprint will be 1 loop or 2 loop. So when we have all of that information, we will have a schedule for you. It will be a few days before the race.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Sure. The Olympic goes first, if that helps. Olympic, sprint, super sprint. But we don't have exact times. But everybody does need to be on the beach at 7:30. There's a mandatory pre-race meeting on the beach at, not 7:30.
7:20.
7:20. Something like that. Yeah. So you
my
still need to be
question-
on site and be ready to race.
I've got 2 quick questions. If Aberdeen helps you with your bike tire, are you disqualified from age group
No.
awards? Okay.
No.
And then I saw this question in the chat, but not the answer. If you do not have a wetsuit and if you get there, then are you just not allowed to do your race? Can you move down to the duathlon part, or
You can
how
do
does
the
that work?
duathlon. Yep, you can do the duathlon.
Okay.
Yeah, but you won't be allowed to go in the
Okay.
water. And there are wetsuit rental places too. So you might, you can look at that. There's wetsuitrentals.com. There's some others out there too. And going back to your question about the support from Aberdeen, the reason you're not disqualified, that was a very good question, because they are offering neutral support to anybody. But if you bring somebody out there just for you and they're only helping you, that's not legal. That you can't do. But if it's somebody out there that's, equal, they're there to help anybody, then it's okay. Any other questions from anybody? No. Okay, then I guess we've covered it all. But and any of
sorry,
you first, go ahead.
I just put one in the chat about wetsuit thickness. So are you allowed to wear a 5 mil, a 3
5
mil?
mil. Yeah,
Up to
I
a 5
recommend
mil?
5
Okay.
mil.
Okay.
Just because it's going to be more buoyant and keep you warmer. And the cutoff time, it's posted on the website, I believe. I don't know it off the top of my head. It's pretty generous, but if you go to our frequently asked questions, there should be a question there that says, what is the cutoff time for the race? And we have all of our races listed with all of the cutoff times. And it'll say when you need to be finished with the swim, finished with the bike. So I don't know if someone can find that and link that there. Oh, Senior Olympics. Yeah, everybody who signs up online, I think it costs you like an extra $5 or something. You are racing for the Senior Olympics as well. And this will qualify you for nationals if you participate in the Senior Olympics. That's anybody 50 and older. This is the Senior Olympics triathlon race. And they'll be there. They'll be on site. They'll have medals for you. Senior Olympic medals. I'm thinking if there's anything else I can think of here. I think that is what I've got. So again, this will be posted if you want to go back and reference anything later, and you will be getting more emails. All of you first timers, should have received a phone call from us asking if you have any questions. If you haven't, check your voicemail or, check any missed calls or anything. And if you did not have a phone call, but you want one, send us an email and we'll schedule that with you. We are here to help and make this just a perfect experience for everybody. And with that, I am going to sign off here. I wish you all a wonderful day and a good 10 days up until we see you on June 6th. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Eva. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.